Alright, we're here at the airport. As I said, quite a small airport. We're waiting to board. Now the time is about 2:15. Flight takes off at about 4:20, I think. Yeah, we're taking Zhou Airlines. Most of the flights here are domestic. A few international flights, but yeah. Just waiting to board. I think we might grab a light lunch or just a light snack just before we board. Should be reaching about 5:30. So just cleared the customs, and actually all around here, like the train stations and the airports, they have this like hot water and normal water dispensers that you can fill your bottle up. So not to worry. So actually, this is one of the nicest airports I've been to in terms of scenery. So you're just surrounded by mountains, and if you look up there, actually it's where we were yesterday, the Tianmen Mountain, the Heaven's Gate. So it's although not the biggest, definitely not the biggest by far, but one of the nicest. It's just an airport surrounded by mountains, which is quite incredible. We're now on the flight. Look at the seat check. It's actually more spacious than the China XI'AN flight that we took from Singapore to China, to Changsha, which is unfortunate for that flight, but it's good for this flight. It's only an hour and a half flight. But the only difference is we don't have a windows, so it's fine. But it's fine, not important. So we'll see how the flight goes. Hopefully it's fast and we can get to Xi'an quickly. And after about 1.5 hours flying in Xi'an now, waiting for a taxi or something to the accommodations that we're gonna stay at, which is near the the city wall area. So it seems to take about almost an hour. So we'll see how long it takes. Yeah, we're at the street Muslim quarters, trying food. Everything is like really heavily seasoned in this seasoning. How's it? Got the octopus legs. Hard to chew, huh? Looks better than it is. So there's so much food here. Almost every store is like selling the same food and drinks. A bunch of food like skewers, or they're like Chinese hamburger, a bunch of stuff, potatoes and everything. So it's a very lively street. Many people, many tourists, many everything. So we're gonna try some food and all that. Alright, so due to unforeseen circumstances, we're gonna have to cut the day short. By short, I mean it's already 10 p.m. But relative, because we reached Xi'an quite late, and the street opens until quite late actually. We're planning to stay out a little bit later, but unforeseen circumstances, we're back at the accommodation a little bit earlier, and probably just gonna get a little bit of an earlier rest and an earlier start tomorrow instead. But yeah, that concludes day 4. Day 4 of the China trip and our first night in Xi'an. So far, much busier here, much noisier, much more lights, much more everything. But yeah, overall, a decent start to Xi'an. We'll see what tomorrow onwards what Xi'an has to offer. Good morning, it's day 5, first full day in Xi'an today, and walking through the Muslim Quarter back to the main road to take a DD to the Emperor Qin Shi Huang, the terracotta warrior's place. But you can see the Muslim Quarter looks so much different in the day. A lot less packed, a lot less busy. A lot more stores are closed, and just a totally different vibe from where we came in last night. Less hectic. So just walking to the main road. I think the bell tower is behind me, is in the middle of this area. I was just walking the main road to get a DD. So actually the weather is pretty good. It's like 26 degrees, so it's actually quite cooling, at least for me, because I mean where we come from, everywhere is hot. It's cloudy, so there's no sun out, which is perfect. So like if the weather holds like this the whole day, it'll be perfect. So yeah, I mean, because it's been really heaty for me, I mean, my lips are so dry. I also nose bled in my sleep this morning, so not feeling the best. And my stomach's also not holding out the best because of all the food. But I love the food taste. My stomach just can't really handle it. So just at the entrance of the mausoleum, and there's so many tour guides that are wearing white, holding umbrellas and just approaching, checking if you need a guide, audio guide, basically. But most of them are in Chinese, and although we are Chinese, our Chinese is just not that good at, we would really benefit from having this kind of tour guides. I believe there are a few in English, but yeah, I think we just know the history. We just want to see the site in person because that's what we're here for. I don't think we really need a detailed explanation. We can always read that up upon ourselves. So we're just here. Quite a lot of people, obviously, with every tourist attraction in China, and that is the entrance there. So you can see all the people flocking in. It's about 10 o'clock. Yeah. So. Alright, so once you enter the first entrance point, you walk through a garden. It's like a 5-10 minute walk before you enter the square of where the pits are. The pit, there are I think 3 pits of where it shows the terracotta warriors. The pit 1 is the biggest, I think, and then they ask you to go in pit 1, pit 3, pit 2 sequence. So we're going to check that out. It's quite a nice garden. The weather is perfect today. Like, it's bright, but the sun is not directly shining down because there is a lot of cloud cover, which is a stark difference from the past few days when there has been 0 cloud cover and it's been burning, scorching hot. So like temperature now is like 25 degrees. It's perfect for short sleeves and shorts. So we're going to go check out pit 1 first. I think it's the busiest one. So many people, but and so many tour groups as expected here in China. So this is the entrance of pit 1. And as expected, look at the crowd crowding at the front to see the warriors. Right now, I mean, my height is restricting me, so I can't see anything. But thankfully, I have this camera with a tripod. Let's see if I can get a bird's eye view over the top. Okay, I'm sure you guys can see more than me right now. I can't see anything. But I think as we approach the sides, we can see a little bit more. Okay, I've pushed our way to one of the corners where we can finally see the statues. So some are like decapitated like that there. Some are intact. There's horses there as well. So many people here. Everybody just trying to get a picture. But yeah, absolutely unreal. A bucket list item that I never thought I would see until later on in my life, but we're here. It is unreal, but there's just a lot of people. And as a Chinese saying goes, people mountain, people see. Really, so many people. All these are just people lining up. Here behind me as well, trust me. I can show you. Everyone here. Yeah, this area is not too bad because in the middle, you kind of don't really get the best view because it's at the side and you can't really see them head on. That's why not so many people at this corner and most people are at the actually at the entrance there. But yeah, just absolutely stunning. Like the amount of effort that goes into each piece. But how will you know if they like just made it last night and just put it here and then just tell you it was from like many years ago? You wouldn't know. Just trust that it's history. So I think over here these are like the broken off ones and they're excavating it and trying to repair it before they put it back into the pit, I believe. I believe that's what's going on here. These are the half destroyed ones. And I think here it says restoration area, so this is probably the official restoration area of where they find all the pieces and they put it together before they reassemble it and put it with all the main bunch. So it's interesting to see that like many of them have like many parts shattered and how they find and piece together these pieces are quite interesting. So that's just pit 1, I think the busiest pit, probably because it's the biggest and the most, I think. So overwhelming amount of people, but yeah, it's quite surreal to see them in real life. But I think we're heading to pit 2 and pit 3 and see whether there's any difference. But first, we're gonna get a drink because like everywhere else, it's so dehydrating. So many people, quite warm. Just got an alien energy. I think it's an electrolyte drink, which is good for hydration. 10 yuan. I think most of the prices at the attractions are 5 yuan for water, 10 yuan for a drink. Very refreshing. Not ice cold though, which I prefer it to be ice cold. But okay, we continue to pit 3 I think first and then pit 2. Okay, so now we're in pit 3. And pit 3 is supposed
to be the headquarters of where they buried them.
Not sure exactly what that means, but yeah. Okay. It's a much smaller pit.
Yeah.
Just like 1/100th of the previous pit. Yeah, just a few horses
There's so many
with
ones.
heads. And just like at the bottom.
Fragments.
Not a very documented pit, I can see why, it's just a very small pit. But nonetheless, interesting. So as I said, yeah, that's pit 3 done. It's quite a small pit. Now we're entering pit 2. Hopefully it seems to be a bit bigger on the map, so hopefully there's a little bit more to see. Okay, so this pit 2 is bigger, but there's none of the terracotta warriors. I think it's just the terrain, to show the terrain and what they do. So now on the other side of the pit, I think what they are showing here is how they excavate it and why is it not fully excavated like that. I think it's a horse there, it's not fully dug because they want to preserve it, because if they fully dig it, they might destroy the artifact. So I think this is what this area is showcasing. And this is just a singular one that I put in the frame for everybody to take a closer look at. You can see the details of it. And this is the one with a horse, holding a horse.
It said that the terracotta warriors are broken because like after the Qinshihuang dynasty ended, all the rebels and other dynasties came in to destroy and burn all the warriors and everything that is supposed to be here.
So those are the 3 halls behind me done. Now we're heading to the last part of this area before we head over to the actual Emperor Qin Shi Huang's mausoleum. So this is the pit area where we can see all the terracotta warriors. And then now we're seeing the exhibition center. I believe they probably just show you some things up in person, but we'll see when we get in. And then we're done with this part and we head over to the mausoleum part. So basically I just think it's a museum, the museum part of it. Yeah, so we'll just see what exhibitions they have. Alright, so that's it for the terracotta warrior pits area. So now we're walking back to the entrance. I think there's a bus that takes us to the mausoleum. And that's the other half of this, what do I call this? Attraction area, I guess. Popped in a random restaurant for lunch, quick lunch before we go to the mausoleum. Get some local specialties like biang biang mian and try. Taste test of the rojang. This is the crispy one. Yesterday was the steamed one. Good. Good.
It's not like sweet potato noodle, but it's good. It's like fun.
Yeah, it's definitely not super noodle. It's not as chewy, but it's appetizing. Yeah, okay. Good. Biang biang noodle taste test. Super wide and long. Yeah. Honestly, it's just texture. Like, the texture is just chewy and very long. Good.
Is it the same flavor? Got a green in there.
Yeah, there's green one and white one.
Same flavor.
I can't taste the difference, so I don't know. I think it tastes the same, I don't know. Just color maybe. Okay, so you take a quick shuttle bus from the main terracotta warrior site to the mausoleum site. It's like 5 minutes. $15 for this buggy ride that brings you across the mausoleum, so you save a little bit of time and walking. The first stop on from the tour, not tour, but from the tram buggy ride, And it stops you in pit 9901, which apparently is probably the first excavation pit that they discovered here. So all these, wow, look at the details even in the belly. This guy got some belly and muscles. It's quite interesting. Now we're at the second stop. See what the second stop is. This is a model of the chariot, what it would have looked like the day in a model form. So you can see there's like a small little window there, I think, to let air in. And the driver, and then four horses. So the previous one was a seated one with the windows. This is a standing one for like archers. There's like a little bit of a few arrows there. Same 4 horses set up, much smaller, it looks like. Alright, many hours have transpired. It is now 7 p.m, even though it doesn't feel like it, but we rushed back from the Terracotta Warriors. We stayed there longer than expected. We stayed there till about like 3 plus. Got back to the city about 4:30, and then went to the gym nearby. And then because our accommodation doesn't have laundry service or any washing machine or dryer, we had to sneak our way into a hotel that does. We found the nearest hotel that has a laundry service, and we're now running a machine over there. So about 8 minutes left on the dryer, and surprisingly it's free, so we're just waiting for that. So we had to cancel our evening plans to cycle around the wall. Maybe we'll do it tomorrow night. Instead, we're planning to cycle around the wall during sunset, but it's going to sunset in about 20 minutes. We still have to walk back about 15 minutes to our accommodation with the laundry. So we'll probably switch up the plans a bit. We might visit the big Wild Goose Pagoda later to see the show. But that's the current state. We have sneaked into a hotel. We have to take the stairs because the lift doesn't work because we don't have a key card. So that's quite funny. We might, this is indeed an experience. Change of plans again, holding the laundry. May not have enough time to go to the Giant Wild Goose Pagoda in time for the show. So we're just at the mall, looking for dinner to eat while holding my big bag of laundry.
So for dinner that night, just like the previous vlog, we chose a restaurant that was serving a wide variety of local cuisine. The only difference was this was Shanxi cuisine because this is where Xi'an is located in the Shanxi region, and the previous one was Hunan cuisine. We ordered a multitude of dishes that went with rice and a few appetizers as well as scallion pancakes, which we definitely over-ordered on, but the one standout dish was definitely the whole turmeric fried chicken, which came with a spice powder, and that was absolutely delicious, and we devoured all of it.
Alright, so dinner was interesting. It was like Shanxi cuisine, which is the local cuisine. Pretty good, quite similar to Hunan food where we were previously. Not bad. But yeah, the chili and the whatever heavy seasonings are getting to me and my stomach, and my lips are burning from all the chili because it's already like cracked and all that from the dryness of the air here. But yeah, we're just walking down where we stay, which is the Muslim Quarter. We're walking on down the other side, which we didn't really explore much yesterday because we had an earlier night. But yeah, we're seeing it's about 10 o'clock now. Yeah, still very lively, still very noisy. So we'll see if there's anything else that we might want to try while we're here in Xi'an. Tomorrow we'll probably spend the whole day exploring the ancient city, as well as cycle along the wall, which we were supposed to do this evening, but we did not get a chance to because we had trouble finding a place to do our laundry and it took way too long. And it was already dinner time, and now it's already 10. So today is by far the fastest day of this trip, like the fastest day that has felt, even though we didn't really do much today. We're just exploring. Let's see what we can find. So I know this is a Muslim quarter, but it's kind of weird to see like actual Chinese Muslims here. So like they're wearing the Muslim wear, but they're speaking like Chinese, and it's a very weird sight to see. Obviously we know it exists, but when you actually see it in person, you hear it in person, you get a bit thrown off, you know. But yeah, interesting. And then we just have a shop that sells all spices. That's crazy. Getting a dragon's breath, which basically just put some, I don't know, sweets in nitrogen over there so that you kind of breathe out supposedly fire and be like a dragon. And I got watermelon. Trying the dragon's breath now.
Virgin try. I can't cook it.
Come on. Bite it. Alright, cool. Oh my god.
Man.
Tastes like nothing.
It's like rice crackers.
It's like rice crackers, but okay, theatrics, I guess. I'm just looking forward to my watermelon. It's the watermelon. Let's give it a try.
Watermelon.
It's watermelon. What can I say? It's watermelon. Really good. You want some watermelon? The dragon's breath is no longer dragon's breath. The nitrogen has ran out. And because the dragon's breath is not good, we're not going to finish that because it tastes like nothing. We've got what they call sour milk. I think it's just basically a yogurt drink made into a ice cream. Yeah, they use a cold plate, mash it, and then roll it into an ice cream. Alright, we got a taste test. Last thing of today. It is almost 11 o'clock. Really tired. Trying this strawberry flavor. Again, another thing that's really hard to eat. Better? Satisfied? We can go back now? Alright, so that's all for day, 5 of the China trip? Second day in Xi'an. We're gonna call it here. Very tired. We're gonna go back, shower quickly and sleep. Tomorrow morning, we're probably gonna be riding the bike on the city wall. So we'll see you then. Peace out. Okay, good morning. Day 6, Thursday today. Thursday today, it's about 8:30. We just woke up, got ready, and now we're heading out to fulfill the plans that we did not fulfill yesterday. So first up, actually I completely forgot about this, but there is a mosque here, obviously because it's the Muslim Quarter area. So there's a great mosque of Xi'an, so we're gonna stop by on the way towards the south gate of the city wall, where we can probably rent a bike. So I think the hours that you can rent the bike from are from 8 to 10. I think 3-hour periods, which the wall takes about 2 hours if I'm not wrong to cycle around. It's about 13 to 14 km. So we're gonna check out the mosque first. I believe you need to pay to enter, but we might just see from the outside. Get some morning prayers done.
Yeah.
Just kidding, nothing much to do, but just checking out because it's a sight to see here. And then we're gonna go cycle before it gets too warm. Current temperature 22 degrees, which is nice for us. But yeah, it will warm up to 32 by like 2 or 3 p.m. But yeah, until noon it should be about 28 degrees, which is nice to ride the bike. Again, like yesterday, there's a lot of cloud cover, and it shouldn't be too warm. So we'll see the mosque first, and then see you guys when we're riding back. So you do need to pay 25 yuan to enter. I think we're one of the only ones, because it's quite relatively early in the morning. And yeah, for a woman, you need to cover your sleeves and cover your legs, just to be respectful. She's obviously very disrespectful, so they provided this black
I'm so skinny.
they provided this black shawl to cover up, and now we're in for 25 yuan, just exploring the Great Mosque, which is honestly from the previous clip just like a 1-minute walk down. I didn't know it was so close to where we were staying. Just from the Muslim Quarter, it's literally 1-minute walk down from an alleyway, small alleyway, but we're here trying to see what it's all about. Apparently it's 1,300 years old. A little bit older than I am, a little bit, but yeah. Alright, so they give you a little bit of a pamphlet for you to read. It's in Chinese and English, so not to worry.
So basically, the mosque was set up in 742 AD, which means that it's like 1,300 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And it has been restored and widened throughout the different dynasties. And actually, right now as well, every year there's also like special funds for renovations for the mosque by the government, the Communist Party and the People's Government. Wow.
That's interesting because, yeah, we're so used to seeing temples as Chinese, but this just looks like any other temple. Honestly, if you don't tell me it's a mosque, I wouldn't know because everything's in Chinese and all that. And I don't usually associate that with Muslims, but yeah, it is a mosque, but it just very much looks like a normal temple to me, like a Buddhist temple kind of thing. And like a fun fact is 93% of China has no religion. So for all my life, I also thought Chinese, like mostly majority of Buddhist or Taoism, something similar to, on that, like religion side. But no, actually China is mostly irreligious, and yeah, but there's obviously communities that practice certain types of religions, and this is one of them. So very interesting. Yeah, so now behind me is the actual prayer hall. The main prayer hall, I believe, is behind me. Yeah, so it's quite big. Yeah, so we are done with the mosque. Took about half an hour for us, but I think you can spend half an hour to an hour here. No issue. But we are kind of on a time crunch to get to the bike before it gets too hot. We're walking there. Takes about 2 km, 35 minutes probably. But yeah, so a little bit of an update on the trip. My lips are doing a little bit better. Yesterday I went to the pharmacy to get chapstick, I guess. And also the stomach is adapting slowly but surely. It's less pain as the days go on. And yeah, so we're gonna go there and see you guys when we're riding the bike.
We got chaji because we went by and we saw it's open. It says it's open at 10 a.m.
Yeah, and it's only 9:25.
But they're already like rushing like mad long.
Yeah. So I don't know whether the opening times are accurate here, but yeah, we're on the way to the wall. Had to stop because we're thirsty. We have chaji in Singapore, but the always long queue and stuff. So we finally got the snow-capped drinks to try here, and we'll compare it to the sexy tea that we had a few days ago. There was also chaji there, but because I think the sexy tea is a Hunan only brand, we had to get it there. But yeah, chaji is everywhere, so we got it. We're just waiting for them to prepare the order, try it, and see how it tastes here. Does it taste any different? Supposedly it's supposed to taste pretty much the same because of the quality control that they have, but we'll be the judge of that. Alright, this is our breakfast, first thing in the morning. Let's taste test. Try the cream. They even give a spoon, which the sexy tea did not.
Why is this only on top? So good.
Tastes the same, honestly.
Unhealthy in the morning. I feel like sexy tea's foam is like milkier.
Yeah, slight differences, but honestly can't go wrong with any of the major tea brands here, I think. But yeah, honestly the tea itself tastes pretty much the same. This was 22 yuan, which is $4. I think in Singapore it's what, 7 or 8, so like half the price. So okay, that's good. Okay, now we're gonna actually get to the wall and start cycling. If not, we'll never do it. Never mind, we got distracted again, and then we are now using the ride-sharing app because we saw some bikes and it's still a bit of a way to go. So we're trying the sharing bikes first before we get to the wall and hopefully ride a bike on the wall. Quite easy. You use the Alipay and then you unlock it using your Alipay. Now we're gonna bike there. Finally made it to the wall. Okay, so there is a map of the whole wall, the perimeter of the wall, which we're gonna attempt to cycle. We're currently here in the south gate, so we probably do either a clockwise or anti-clockwise route, and we come back and return the bikes. It's about 10 o'clock. It took us way too long to get here. We took a few wrong turns, and yeah, it's very big. The ancient city itself is very big. Can you imagine that Xi'an city is even bigger than this? This is just a small portion of the city within the city wall. So we had to go inside the ticket office to get some tickets. It cost what, 54 yuan per person?
$10.
About $10 per person. I didn't know that you needed a ticket to enter the wall, but you do. So we got the tickets, we're getting in now. Alright, we just got our bikes. The sun is really out though, so it's a bit warm. But yeah, we just got our bikes. I set up the bike mount. And then we're just gonna ride as far as we can get around the wall and see what we can see. But yeah, the floor is a little bit uneven, so just be careful. But honestly, it's fun. When you're riding, the slightly cool breeze comes in. So, and now we're facing away from the sun, so it's not too bad. Yeah, but yeah, the slightly cool breeze comes in and it feels so much better than if we were walking this. So it's 45 yuan for a single bike and 90 yuan for a double bike, so you can ride together in tandem. But I think it's easier to get a single bike. It's the same price. So it's 45 yuan for 3 hours and you have a deposit of 100 yuan. So you'll get it back once you return the bike at any of the 6 deposits that they have around the wall. So we're just going and we're seeing where we can stop and maybe take some pictures and all that. Very, very fun. Okay, we're at the first juncture, first corner of the wall, and it's the view out. View out. And that is the wall side. So it's the first corner. Took a few minutes, but we're at the first corner. Long way to go. We're gonna go down this way. We're doing a anti-clockwise direction. I know, but... Okay, quick pit stop. Got a cold drink because it is very sunny out.
I feel like I'm getting tanner and tanner.
Yeah, definitely getting tanner. Okay, we're making it to our second corner. And then we're gonna continue on that way and then we'll see how long this takes. So far it's been about almost 40 minutes to get to 2 corners and see how long it will take to go to the other side of where we started. Now in retrospect, yesterday was a much better day to do this because today the sun is out way more and it's much sunnier and brighter and probably worse for the skin today. But we had no time, so we make do. Not really sweating that much, just really like quite piercing sun. That's what I would describe it as. It doesn't feel very humid or warm, it's just really piercing through the skin. You can feel the UVs of the sun. Alright, basically at the third corner, drinking another drink. And it's not cold, very disappointing. But this should be our last corner. And then we're gonna get down from the wall and then we're gonna go to our next location for lunch probably because we haven't had any proper food yet. It's almost 11:30 right now. So probably take us another 20 to 30 minutes to get to the side that we want to get down on, the gate that we want to get down on, and then to where we want to eat lunch. Alright, so we just came down from the wall, returned the bikes, 45 yuan per person. I think it's very worth it. What do you think?
Yes.
Yeah, definitely better than walking. But if you want to come during this time of the year, middle of May, which is end of spring, so it gets a bit warm, so don't come during this time of day. So either come during a better time of the year, so you can cycle any time of the day, or you come at a better time of the day, probably at sunset time, which is a little bit better. So we completed just over about 10 km of the wall, even though the whole thing is about 13 to 14 km. We didn't finish because we started at the south gate. We're now at the east gate because where we want to go next is at the east gate. So we didn't complete the full round. But I think that's enough for us. It's really hot. We're definitely sunburned. It's very tiring, but still again better than walking. So we're now going to Yongxingfang, which is just near the east gate. We're going to walk there and we'll see whether it's similar to like the Muslim Quarter. I think it's the second most popular area or second biggest district where there's a food. So we'll check that out. See you guys there. Okay, we made it to the street, Yongxingfang Street. Looks quite lively. Let's see what street food we can get for lunch.
Yummy.
Alright, just at the literal entrance, got baited already. Bought some mini fish to try. Fried fish. Good. 15 yuan
Quite crispy. Very
for
crispy.
80 grams. Apparently this is 80 grams. I don't know how to fact check that. But 80 grams.
It's like
I'm just gonna use my fingers. Taking too long.
you can choose either mala or like just normal spices. Very crispy.
Crispy fish. Okay, second location, second dish. I think it's some... I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. It's just some noodle.
Noodles that's like
Probably chewy noodles, cold noodles, with a bit of a sauce, peanutty sauce with a spice, I think.
yeah.
So we're gonna try it. A good thing about this is like they allow you to eat in without ordering a dish per person. So it makes it easy for you to share, try a bunch of stuff. Yeah, and you can bring your outside food in as well. Whereas like other countries, like maybe like Japan, you'll have to buy one dish per person per place, which makes it hard if you want to try a lot of things and you're just 2 people. How's it? There's some ingredients, I think some intestines, something like that. I think, I don't know. Interesting.
I feel like it tastes like a pea.
Yeah, definitely a bit chewier.
I feel like this
Not very spicy. I mean, we asked for a little bit of spice, but not.
tofu.
Yeah, tofu puffs thing. Not bad. Okay. All right, freshly made rojiamo or meat patty. This is a pork one. So when we first landed in Xi'an, the driver told us that the pork one is actually nicer than the beef or lamb one. So we are here because the Muslim Quarter doesn't sell the pork one, because obviously for obvious reasons. We're here at the Yongxingfang and they sell it, so we're trying it. Crispy one, really warm and fresh. Okay, let's see if you can hear the crunch.
It's so good.
Fantastic. Seasoned meat, crispy bun. Fantastic. Got a drink finally. This is apparently yellow peach. White. How is that white? Yellow peach. Good.
It's like peach gum.
Interesting, yeah. It's a little bit sour as well. So most things are 10 to 15 yuan here. We got some meatballs to try. 15 yuan, the drink was 10 yuan. The rojiamo was 12. And the noodle just now was 9. So try meatball. Bit of chili on it as well. Yeah, interesting. Meatball. No idea what meat it is. It's pretty good as well. Just a meatball, honestly. Alright, so they have the rojiamo, but they also have this. It's just a beef biscuit, what they call it. Beef biscuit, neuroping. So it's a crispy pancake with beef inside. Try
It's
it.
quite hot. Ooh, so crispy.
Wow. So crispy. Oh. Bit of a salty, bit slightly spicy beef. Pretty good. Yeah. 7 yuan, I think. Yeah, 7 yuan for one. Alright, the absolute last thing before we leave this area. She's obsessed with this. She wants to try this for very long. It's called Tang Hulu. It's just candied strawberries. And it's edible paper, plastic, edible plastic that they put so that it doesn't stick to anything.
How to eat, huh?
Just bite it. So this was 12 yuan, so about $2.
$10.
I don't know how much that will be. But yeah. Honestly, it is what it is. Sugar-coated strawberries. Can't go wrong. Pretty good. Okay, so the main difference I observed from the Muslim Street and this Yongxingfang Street is that actually the Muslim Street has a lot of repeat stalls. So there's so much competition and actually so much more. A lot more going on there. A lot more types of food as well, I think, going on there. Whether which one is better, I don't know. This one shows the prices way more like upfront. But yeah, I think here is less repeat of the food. Obviously, there's some repeats, but so I think it's less stalls selling the same thing. So you would just go for the ones that do sell whatever they sell. Overall, not too expensive, but definitely tourist price for sure. I think some things are pricier. I mean, if you're comparing it to local, like our own local currency, everything is very cheap, of course. But in terms of what else you can get here for the same price, I think it is a little bit more expensive. But Alright, now we're in a Haiti. There's outlets nearby. We just seated here to beat the heat a little bit. Get a cold drink. We got a seasonal white guava and grape drink.
Get a color.
So today we're basically trying all the brands that we can get in Singapore as well, but for way cheaper here. So this was 19 yuan, which is what, like 350 probably.
That is very cheap.
Yeah, it's probably like double the price in Singapore.
More
Same
than
thing with Chargy, I think. So yeah, so we'll try it. We're just drinking so many drinks here because it's like so dehydrating. Oh, that's so nice. That's so nice. Yeah, that's so nice. Alright. Now we're gonna head to, waiting for the DD. We're gonna get a DD soon to Tang Paradise, which is like a little park where you have to pay an entrance fee, but I think you can get to see. It's designed in a way like it's the Tang dynasty. So all the buildings and architecture is like that. So we'll see how that looks like there. I don't actually know what exactly is there. I just know that it's Tang dynasty based, themed. Alright, so we come to the entrance of the Tang Paradise area, but we've decided not to go in because first of all, really difficult to get the tickets. We have to scan using the WeChat and it's so slow. Second, it's not that expensive, but it's not cheap either for China. It's 120 yuan. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna explore the surrounding area. Also, third reason is because it is so hot and the whole place is unsheltered. So we're probably gonna walk around, find the nearest mall. It is really just too sunny. It's not sweaty hot as we have mentioned, but it's just so, it just burns the skin. So yeah, just take note when you're coming to China or wherever where the weather is so dry and the sun is so strong. So we're just gonna beat the heat. A bit wasted because wanted to check it out, but it would be nice, I think, if you come in the evening time, as with most things. But the sunset here is quite late, like 7:30 plus. So the days are quite long. So you got to find some way to beat the heat during the day, and the days are so long. So it's a bit of a wasted time. But tonight we already have plans to go to the giant wild goose pagoda to watch the show. So unfortunately we cannot do many things in the evening because we are restricted by that, and we decided to go on a certain area to spend the evening. So that is the current situation. We're gonna find a mall. We're gonna show. Okay, so we've just been walking, and then we have just stumbled across the Shanxi Performing Arts Center. So the Opera House, I believe they have mostly night shows. What I'm seeing on the board now is all like 7, 7:30, 7:45, 8 o'clock shows. Now it's obviously not the time for it, it's 4 p.m. I was thinking if they had the timing, we would have gone and watched, but unfortunately not. So we're just walking around here. It's like a little square area with a few different halls. It says concert hall here and then opera house here, so I don't know what's the difference, but yeah. And then it's just a square with some horses and all that in the middle. So that's where we have just stumbled across. Walking towards, so if you walk straight, I believe it's where the giant wild goose pagoda is, all the way straight. Not that, I think it's further down. So we probably end up there by nightfall and we'll eat dinner around there. So actually we have figured out what this place is. This whole square, including the performing arts theatres and stuff, this whole area here where we're walking down near the pagoda is called the Grand Tang Mall. It's just an outdoor mall, but there's also inner shops and all that. So this is the whole square here. It's quite big. Yeah, I think it would be nice if the weather was a bit more cooling, but it is a little bit warm. Again, nothing that we're not used to, so it's fine. Alright, and the only thing we ever seem to do is eat. So we saw a 7-Eleven, decided to check the prices because 7-Eleven in Singapore is so expensive. So for example, an onigiri in Singapore is like 260 to 280. This was 4.9 yuan, which is what, less than 90 cents probably. Yeah, so we're gonna try it. It is
like crayfish flavor.
crayfish.
香辣小龙虾, which is spicy crayfish.
Yeah. So
Chinese flavors.
okay, let's try it.
It's different from Singapore because they put the seaweed
okay, it's not
together.
separated. Okay, so okay, fine. That's not so good. But there's more filling, it seems like. Yeah, so the seaweed is soggy. I don't like it.
I think Singapore's one, they separate the seaweed and the sushi rice. I mean, the rice actually tastes like sushi rice. This just tastes like rice.
Yeah. I think it's too localized. I don't like it. I regret buying it now.
Only two of the 小龙虾inside.
No, there's many. They're talking about inside. I thought in the shop, yeah. Okay, disappointing. But okay, so don't buy the convenience food. Buy actual food from stores. Alright, so it's almost 6 o'clock, so it's almost dinner time. We're just chilling outside the HaiDiLao now with a free drink. So unlike Singapore, it's really hyped and probably take a long queue at dinner time. Obviously here there's so many other outlets, so many other chains. Obviously not as crazy as Singapore. But going along with the theme today, we're trying whatever we can find in Singapore, but also find here. I mean, originates from here. So the two things that we're going on is it cheaper? It probably is, right? But also, is it as good or if not even better, right? So that's what we're finding out today with all the chains. So far, definitely cheaper, like half the price from all the bubble tea shops and the milk tea shops. I assume it will probably be the same here, but is the quality even better here? That's what we're trying to find out. We don't have to be waiting for a table, but it's just a bit early, so we're just chilling, getting a drink first before going in. Give the final verdict later. At first she did her nails at home and then she thought she can't do it because they can't remove it, but okay, they found a way to remove it and she's so happy now because she got to do free nails.
First time British
Which is a HaiDiLao experience, I guess, but sure. Now she's very happy. Porridge soup base, very good.
Quite nice. How you do today?
Just a regular pork, no sauce. Pork, good. Sweet potato noodle.
My favorite.
Very chewy, very nice. There's the pig's brain going in. Okay, moment of truth. Moment of truth. We got the pig's brain cooked. Oh gosh. Yeah. Hopefully eat this, become a bit smarter. Okay, it's cooked in the mala broth. The texture is a bit slimy. Okay. Are you ready? Take a small piece first. I'm gonna take a big piece. 3, 2, 1. It's okay, it's just texture actually. It's a bit creamy. So just creamy. Honestly, doesn't taste bad. It's just a bit creamy. It's just creamy. It's just literally creamy. It's just texture. So if you can get over the texture, honestly, it's just creamy. Okay, so it's about 8 o'clock now. Just left the mall, which is just right here, the Joy City Mall, where we had dinner. And when you leave and you exit, you come out to this street here, which is next to the Wild Goose Pagoda, which is blocked currently, but I'll show you that later on or in the B-roll. Yeah, but this street is a pedestrian street here with lights on the trees and all that. And apparently there's an 8:30 show every night, water fountain show. But I don't know if that's true because different sources tell me different things. So hopefully we get to catch the show. In the North Square, I believe, if I'm not wrong. So I'm walking there. So many people on this street, as with, again, every single tourist attraction here in China. There's just so many people. China has a lot of space but doesn't lack people to go along with it. So we'll see if we can catch the show. Then we'll go back for an earlier night tonight because we want to wake up tomorrow early to catch a gym session before heading to Chengdu. At 9:30, I think it's our train. So we'll see. So this whole street is just people doing photo shoots for you. You can also dress up if you want to in the traditional costume, just like every other tourist site here in China. They will do the makeup and whatever and the photography for you. If you're keen, this whole stretch is just full of them doing professional photography. Also, I think because the sun has set, so everybody has come out to play because the weather is so much more pleasant at night. There's just no glaring sun. It's the perfect weather to just take a night stroll. So I think that's why everybody is out right now. Alright, so we are now standing in front of the north square of the pagoda. Managed to squeeze ourselves to the front. Came early. So the light show is actually starting at 9 to 9:10 instead of 8:30, which we read online. So we've been standing here quite a long time. So basically, it's just the north square over here. There's already lights, but the show starts at 9. And then the pagoda is just there. So that's the pagoda there. The light show will start at 9. And you can see behind me, so many people all lined up as well as the other side. Can't really see because it's too dark, but everywhere lined up waiting for the show to start. Let's see whether it's really that nice of a show. Alright, so it's about 11, almost 11:30 now, and we're back in the room after a long day spending our time in Xi'an city itself. So yeah, that basically marks the end of our Xi'an portion of the trip. So but before that, we bought some stuff today, so we can showcase it.
Yes.
So Xi'an is known for the Rojamo, so she got 2 of this and some other stuff, some other plushies.
So cute.
Yeah, so those were 2 for 16 yuan, so like only a few bucks.
Yeah.
We bargained a little bit. For me, what I got, it's already packed in my luggage, but just a bunch of this, can't really see it, but it's a nougat, like mixed with Rice Krispie. Very popular here, like below our accommodation, the whole street of the Muslim street, many shops of that. I tried to find the best one with the best deal. So 10 packets for 100 yuan, which is like $18, which is crazy because I think in Singapore, if you find something like that, it's probably like 1 or 2 bags for the same price. 10 bags, at least a couple of kilos for that. So that's my best purchase of this entire trip so far. But yeah, so favorite part of Xi'an?
Terracotta warriors.
Yeah, and HaiDiLao experience. I'm pretty sure anywhere it doesn't have to be Xi'an, but it was really good. I think the HaiDiLao is crazy service. But I think overall the food is one of the standouts here. It's a mixture of all kinds of food. I think the influence from the Muslim culture as well. So like the rojamo, the Chinese hamburger basically. Really good. Different versions. We tried the halal version, which is probably the beef and lamb one. I don't know if there's lamb. And also the pork one this morning. Both are great. But I think I do prefer the pork one a little bit more. So just a bunch of food, a bunch of snacks, a bunch of drinks. Yeah, so I think that's the highlight for the Xi'an portion. But yeah, tomorrow morning we have to be up pretty, not that early, but just have to be we're taking a train to Chengdu at 9:40 something, and we reach Chengdu about early afternoon, so like 1 plus. And yeah, we'll start our Chengdu adventure for the next 2 nights, and then we'll carry on our journey from Chengdu. Hoping to see some pandas maybe. Alright, see you guys in Chengdu then. Or tomorrow morning when we're going to Chengdu in the next one. See you.